Good morning, happy Wednesday. So, I'm excited to paint this morning. I was working on a large painting over the weekend and I'm a little obsessed with it. Gotta be honest, I think I'd rather be working on that than doing a small one, but no, I'd rather hang out with you guys. Good morning, Allie. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Beatrice, Kim. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Susie. How is everyone? Good morning, Ellen. Nice to see all of you guys.
And good morning to you too.
Oh, Siri said good morning to me too. Isn't that nice? Happy Wednesday. So, in a continuation, I've been working a lot of birds too because I'm working on my calendar for next year. So I've been painting them like crazy and getting ready. I have another art show coming up next week and next 2 weekends. So yeah, I need to relax a little bit. But anyway, hi, Carol-Ann. Good morning, Irma. So let me turn, so isn't that fun? So I've done that small and it's sold. I have to ship it off and I wanted to get this started. It got a little tight. Like I got to loosen it up now. I know. I haven't figured out how to show you how I work on a big one, how to film it yet. Yeah, Sherry, but I don't know how to film it. Like I don't know how to quite set it up so that I can be filming and talking to you guys. You know, it's like the logistics of it, not the sharing of it. So let me turn this around. Oops, I did it twice. I've been having some weird technology things too. I got that new ring light. I can't get it to turn on now. So I think I'm probably going to have to send it back and pack it up. And thank you, Irma. Ay. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I'm already having a crazy day. And what is it? 8:02. But this is another image from the photos that I got at the Winter Art Show from the farm at Oxford. That's another photograph that I took, and they're not doing well anymore. Makes me a little sad, but I did take, you know me, like 50 or 60 photos, so. And I was trying to decide in my thinking of it, good morning, Barb, if I wanted to put like my burnt sienna background in, but I don't think I do. There's so many cool colors. It's really a very cool photograph. So I think I'm going to do the different colors of my underpainting, if that made any sense at all. So that's me thinking it through. I started to think about it before I went live here and then, whoops, and now I got the whole wrong color. I pulled out manganese blue hue and that's not at all what I wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to map out where my bits are here for the painting. Some yellow up in here. Really, the colors in it are very kind of soft and muted. And I want to keep the coolness of it. Like I feel like the flower in the front is kind of warm and forward, and everything behind it is like a supporting actor or actress in the scene there, and it's all cool colors. So I think that'll be kind of fun to think about that as I'm painting. So yeah, I had a 2-weekend break here from all the summer shows, which was necessary and very nice. I still have this weekend to do fun things. And then I'll be back in the flow of shows again. But it's all good. All fun. So I'll be in Rehoboth for the first 2 weekends of August. And it's not a shabby place to hang out at the Rehoboth Art League. So when my kids were little, we had a beach house down there with my husband's college roommate, Glenn. And my kids would take art lessons at the Rehoboth Art League. And, you know, I always envisioned myself someday being retired and being able to go there and like either teach or take classes. But we don't have the beach house anymore, so that's not going to happen. Oh, good. Thank you, Ellen. But I still get to, I guess I didn't think about the fact that I'd be able to go there and be part of their outdoor art show, because I did go to that all those years ago. And I bought a painting there by an artist, and I didn't know her. And I have it hanging in my dining room. And it's of a pear, and it's kind of on wallpaper. And here I find out years later that it's an artist from Lancaster who is in the gallery where I have my work. Isn't that funny? I didn't even know she was from Lancaster when I bought it. I don't think I met her that day. But I kind of love that connection. I think what color green I need here. Isn't that funny how that happens, Janice? I know. It's like all the things in life that happen and lead you somewhere, and it's like a place you've always been and never knew why you were being led there, I guess. I do love when that happens. Sometimes it surprises me, and sometimes it doesn't surprise me at all, right? It's right. You have to always listen to, kind of what the universe, where it's guiding you, right? Certainly do believe that. Oh, there's a big leaf hanging there in the front of the vase. I'll probably put a leaf there, maybe not quite so big and bulky looking. Palette looks different. Yes, I think so too, Ellen. Not intentionally, but I think it'll be fun to try something a little different palette-wise when mixing. Yeah, it's like not bright pinks. It's more kind of subtle, quiet colors. So, where's everybody from? I've been knee-deep now and getting ready. My daughter's getting married, so that's been a fun process. Kind of happened all of a sudden. And everything's falling into place magically for that, which is really fun. New Jersey, Johnny Yonkers. Good morning, Jackie. Manasquan, New Jersey. Wet in St. Louis. Well, that's good. I think we all need water, don't we? All need rain. Looks like it could rain here. I've got to go do my walk this morning. I'm hoping if it does rain, it holds off, but I shouldn't wish that. I think we need rain so much that I shouldn't care if it rains. Katy, Texas. Is this like negative painting, putting in all the darks behind the petals? Yeah, it is, because those are such light petals, the whites. I do that a lot. I never really thought about that, but I guess it is kind of negative because I'm leaving that space open. But I could go in and put them in there. Like when you say that, makes me think I'm kind of dancing around the obvious. I do that sometimes. Like I feel like I kind of avoid certain areas, and it's the whites. But I think because they're warm, I might put yellow in there. Is it, Irma, how hot is it in Texas? It's been hot here, but I feel like the last couple of days have been a little bit more bearable, a little more normal for July. Raining in Ohio. Well, that's good. I'm not sure. Like, they kind of have blues and greens in them, too. But this goes there. Queens, New York. Sun is out today. Oh, maybe ours is too. If yours is, ours should be too, Allie. I'll have to look. I honestly didn't even look out the window this morning. I was kind of caught up in other things. lost in paint where I think I get lost in paint where I shouldn't. I don't know if there is a should or shouldn't. I keep trying to push that envelope of keeping it really loose and spontaneous. You know that. And it's like, I don't know, I just can't get wherever it is I'm trying to go. Even the painting behind me here, I want it to be so much more spontaneous than it is. And I will go in and like kind of mess it up. Once it dries a little bit, I'll go back in there and make it into a hot mess and try and pull it back out again. I think it's just easier to do in a small painting than it is in a large one. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it's always that spontaneity that I'm aiming for. It seems so elusive to me sometimes. Those colors are really fun. Need a sip of my coffee and to think a minute. Yeah, it's like I want my paintings to have the looseness of what it looks like right now, but be finished. I want to be able to keep working on it because it's so fun. Like, I don't want to be finished right now. That would be such a bummer. Yeah, I was reading something about negative space the other day and thought I should talk a little bit about that in our Inspiring Art group, because it's something that I do a lot, but I don't think about it because my graphic design background, like that's just something I do naturally without thinking about space. Kat said, do you ever paint the same painting more than once or interpret the reference picture differently? Absolutely. When I love something, I will paint it over and over and over again. And the scary part is I can paint it like within days and forget that I already painted it. And I'll be like, oh, shoot, I just painted that one. I just love the process of doing it. I love painting things over and over again. You learn by doing that. Like, I think it's good to intentionally do that. Because you're seeing changes. Like, you focus on different things, you notice different things, even from day to day, but also from painting things over and over. Yeah, you think about, I don't think it would be a bad idea to literally paint the same painting intentionally over, 6 different times and see what you learn from it. Especially if you love the subject of it. Oh, that's perfectly fun. I think I'm going to stop and clean my brush off. I'm going to clean my palette up and use my pigment sticks. I was cleaning my scraper this morning too. It's a little crunchy now. All right, get my pigment sticks. All right. Sorry, I'm having a little more coffee. This would be a really fun one to do large. It's really fun, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss a thing? That would be, Ellen, that would be fun. There's plenty of famous finger painter. Iris Scott. Oh, the finger painter. Yeah, she did that dog that was shaking its body. I love that. Favorite painting that I've done over and over again. Oh, yeah, I know what that is. I just did it recently. It's a big, coarse pink peony with a bud. And yes, I've painted it over and over. My niece has one of them in her house. I just recently sold one this year in the spring at Rittenhouse, and I did a smaller one of it that I just finished up that I'm going to take to my next show. Yes, I could paint that over and over and over. And they all turn out a little different. Like sometimes I'll do a painting and it'll sell, and sometimes I was kind of bad at keeping track of my paintings. I'm getting much better at it now. But someone would ask me to do the same one, and I'm always like, it's not going to look exactly the same because they're all different. They all end up, having a completely different energy. So even if I try to make them the same, they won't. Usually people are very understanding because I'll redo a painting for them then. As long as you don't have that expectation. What colors did I miss here? Like confetti, it does, doesn't it? Who doesn't love confetti? It is kind of a mess, but I kind of absolutely love it. This pigment stick has the papers all the way up, so I have to peel a layer of paper off of there and then use my paper towel to get the dry part of it off. I think that's a good, absolutely messy middle. Oh my goodness, is that messy? I don't know that could be any messier, but it's really so fun. Here, I'm going to take it and just show you. See, that is. All right, so now I'm going to mix colors. Put that down. Okay, so let me say this. So I want to get kind of cool grays, pale pinks, and greens, and then mix some kind of whites that are anything but white for in these petals, and then my yellows. So it's kind of a complicated mix like it was last week. Move this over. Is that okay? Pull that up a little bit. I need a little bit more coffee too on my coffee cup right here. Maybe I'll start with my dark greens. Actually put a little, I want to keep it cool. So maybe I'll put some Viridian in there, which is a very cool green. And soften it. What do I have out here? I have a little bit of Naples Yellow Light. Let me see how that works. Yeah, well, you have a lot of faith that I'm going to pull together in the messy middle. We'll see. Hopefully. I'm hopeful right now. And I do get to the parts like anyone else in a painting, like the one behind me. I feel like I don't know. It's just too tight or too rigid, or it's just too something, and I don't know what. So I kind of have to live with it and think about it. But I go through that messy middle where I don't like it. Sometimes it's hard to get through that part of it. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in here. Oh yeah, that's perfect for my greens. Now when you work on a big painting, I have these piles, but I need to make them huge. Like it just feels like such a commitment. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm not even watching what I'm doing. I'm watching what I'm doing. I'm not watching what you're seeing. Yikes. Sorry, I messed that up a little bit. It's a crazy thing. I'm back to my old creaky thing, but okay, now I think we're good. It's literally right in front of me. And I'll do some of those really nice, subtle, dark reds. I'm going to take a little bit of my magenta and add just a little bit of this green into it that's in the background. Because all colors influence each other. And now I want to take a little bit of that and make it a little bit purple. There's really some really gorgeous kind of purpley, magenta-ish colors in some of those. I can't think of what they're called right now. Foxglove, maybe? Oh, yeah, that's nice. I don't think I have enough of it. I have to see if I got too light. Well, a lot of ways I would say that this part is the hardest is mixing. Oh, sorry, Irma. Yeah, I just saw your note. I was so lost in what I was doing that. Yeah, you can see. All right, so that's good, and I want to make that really light. Yeah, that's nice. All right. Now I need my subtle, like pink colors. I'm going to get a little bit more of my magenta out. I feel like I don't have enough. I kept having that problem when I was working on my large painting of not having enough. So I don't want to repeat that problem. I'm really trying to think about keeping these colors cool. And I can go a little lighter. Oh, yes, Ellen. Yep, it's warm white that I have here in my palette. I bought that warm white. I bought a huge amount of warm white by accident. And I'm actually kind of liking it. I don't know why. I think I'm just not quite as precious with it because it's in a huge container. I'll show it to you. This is my warm white that I bought by accident. So it's a lot, and you have to pull this top off every time. But then I just use my palette knife and pull it out and put a nice big pile on my table. All right, that's good for those colors. Now I need some yellows. Yes, I do. I have, this is up here is titanium white. This is a mix of colors that I had from yesterday. If I have paint that's still wet, I usually mix it together to kind of get myself a gray. And this is warm white. So you can see how much warmer that is than that. Let me have a sip of my water. Oh, and I need to mix that gorgeous background, like dark grayish, purplish gorgeousness. Just to keep it easy, I'm going to put out a little bit of this Portland Warm Gray. Portland Gray Deep it is. And add purple into that. I could mix a gray by mixing white and black with a little bit of maybe this purple or something. It gives a little bit of depth, but I have that here. Why bother? That's pretty close. I think I need more purple. This purple that I've been using is ultramarine violet, and it's the opposite of a little bit goes a long way. A lot doesn't go far. When I mix that in there, I only tints it a little bit. And that still is a little light. I'm just going to add a little bit of black in there too. That's good, I think. Oh, it's purpley, but it might look purple once I get it in there. So I do have some leaves in there that are like this green, but super pale. So I'm going to take, and I want to keep it cool, so I'm going to use titanium white. All right, that's good. And now I need some yellows and whites. So with the warm. The messy middle. It is messy. All right, and now I need some whites. Well, I was going to use warm white. You know, I'm going to use some warm white and some not so warm. Let me move that over there. I'm going to gray that. A little bit. Kind of make a warmish, grayish. Whoops, put that in the wrong spot there. I'm going to add a little of this green in there. So I'm going to just try to do it with a couple of whites. Those petals. Needs to be greener, so I'm going to I like that. Now I need to make a cooler white. So I'll take titanium white and how do I want to keep that cool? I think I'm going to add a little bit of this violet gray to it. That's nice. So I have a warm. Now see how that doesn't even look white anymore. This looks good. Just for fun, I'm going to take a little bit of my manganese blue hue and add that in there too. All right. Yep. Okay. I think that's a good starting palette. Yeah, bluer, cooler, cool white, warm white, another cool, closer to white. Oh, I also have the yellow, soft yellow, and the painting in the painting, the petal in the background. I want to lighten this a lot. I forgot about that. That and add a little brown in there. That's nice. I need to add a little white into this one. I'll show you when I lift the camera up what I'm aiming for there. They might be a little too saturated. Let me add a little of this gray in there. Because the colors in the background are all pretty muted. That's much better. That seems like such a muddy, weird color, but here, I'll show you. This is where the yellow looks a little deep, little sheep. I was aiming for the colors in that petal back there. Now, what happened? Why is it? Oh, there we go. All right. 8:31, and I'm ready to dive into the rest of it. There's a lot of mess, huh? I want this to have more dark. I just added that in because I see how dark that looks out to the left of that big petal. Okay, so I'm going to start with my dark greens. And I'm going to try to keep it loose. Put down intentional brush strokes. And not fuss with them too much. Welcome to anybody who's just popping in with us. So what's new with everybody? Anyone have anything fun coming up? Carol Ann is doing the outdoor art show in Lidditz this weekend. I was hoping to go see her, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But that's a really cool art show if you live anywhere near Lancaster. And Lidditz is the cutest little town. I used to work in Lidditz, one of my first jobs when I was young. Cape Cod this weekend. Oh my gosh, Tanya, that sounds amazing. I've never been there, but sounds like just so gorgeous. Oh, good, Allie. I'm so glad your cat came to watch me paint. You have to take some photos and send them. I love that. Oh, and I forgot to even post yesterday that I was going to do this. I just had the craziest day, and I wasn't keeping up. So every now and then I can't think. I just wasn't. And I figured you guys would know I'd be here. If I don't say I'm not coming, right? It's very rare that I don't do this. Yes, your cat is so cool. I think I would love it. I have to make a point of trying to get to Cape Cod sometime. I am going to Boston to a wedding in October. I've never been there either. I haven't been very many places. I spent a lot of time raising kids. I'll soon get to starting to do some fun things now. I mean, not that I didn't do fun things then, but I think I danced around that dark green there a little bit. Carol Ann said, I'm almost ready. As you said before, a lot of work. Oh my gosh, it's so much work getting ready. It's a ridiculous amount. Oh, do you like Boston better than New York City? Oh, how fun. And I've been to New York City in forever either, but I'm excited to go to Boston. I kind of wanted to stay an extra day or two, but I don't know if we will. We'll just go up early the day before the wedding and do some things. I always think I want to go away and do things, and then when the time comes, my husband knows me, it's like, meh, I don't want to go away for that long. 2 days is good. Yeah, it is. It's like too much work getting ready for a show. And I think, like my husband always says, if you do a bunch of them in a row, you'd kind of stay packed. And I do a little bit, but it's just still, even from one show to the next, and then you have to come back and catalog what you sold and what you didn't. I mean, I'm not complaining. It is fun to do, but And it's fun when you sell a lot and you have to come back and paint a lot. I do absolutely love that. Because this is the part that I want to do. Sherry says, my son's in college outside of Boston and we love visiting a few times a year. That is fun. Yeah, my daughter's in college in Pittsburgh, and I do like visiting Pittsburgh too. That's also fun, but I don't like the drive to Pittsburgh at all. Just putting that dark background in there, the gray, really makes those colors kind of sing a little more, doesn't it? I will let some of these pigment stick colors show. Like I even like, there's like a little messiness happening in there that's really pretty. I don't think, I didn't really mix a cool background color. I'm just going to take, just real quick, a little bit of the gray that I mixed for the background and a little bit of that blue that I did at the very end. Mix them together. See how that looks. We're down at the bottom. Yeah, that's fine. The green makes a lovely curve for your eye to follow. It does. Got a piece of, that's a piece of gold pigment stick. You see that on there? I gotta clean that off. That is the one bad thing, the pigment sticks sometimes leave these big chunks. And I don't even mind them being in the painting, but there are times when it's hard to then, for them to dry, like if you let them stay. It's pretty fun, isn't it? Having a little coffee. Ooh, Ellen says, y'all have made Wednesday morning into my favorite morning of the week. I enjoy it too. It's fun hanging out with all of you. Yeah, Ellen, do you remember that one time when I was starting to do this, going live, and I went live like on my personal page or something, and I couldn't figure out why no one came in? Do you remember that? And you were the one, you found me, or I don't know. You always have my back. You always help me figure out what I'm doing wrong. Now I hardly ever even look at my personal page. I should every once in a while. That's nice. That really pushes that back. I look forward. Me too. I do look forward to Wednesday. The only part I don't like is that I have to look nice. But you only see me for a minute. I should just do this in my pajamas like I usually do. I want to take all the pressure off. I found you and suggested. Yes. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, I don't always keep all my ducks in a row. I do get messed up sometimes. It's too many things to keep track of. I really want to keep that loose up there. Maybe I'll just do some more of my greens here. Question, what's better, to paint the background first and not touch it? I don't know that I necessarily have an answer for that. It kind of depends. Like sometimes I like carving things out of the background, like I can take and do that. Or sometimes I think it's what you need as you're painting to see come together to help you envision the next step, more so than it being logistically better, if that makes any sense. I think that's how I try to shift my thinking on things. Sometimes it's more about kind of energetically what you're feeling and what you think you need to do next to see the painting kind of evolve. Does that make any sense? Like sometimes I'll need to see how the colors look against the background, so I'll go ahead and put that in. And Ed McMahon, I love that. Dear Johnny Carson, I love that. Thank you for being my Ed. I'm trying to keep that soft back there. Whoops. Of carving it back. It is fun to be able to carve it back. I should see, like, now there's that little, I can just add little bits of the gray back in. There's actually gray in there, or background, I mean. I'm going to do a little bit of, it's fun to do it both ways. Carve it out. I think that's what I do like doing, carving it out more. Little. There, that's better. I'm liking all of that. I need to get some of these kind of light bits of the flowers. What I think they're called foxglove, but I'm not certain. My stepmother used to grow them in her garden. A little gray in there. So there was kind of carving background into that. And it's already 8:43. Yes, Foxglove. Thank you, Anita. I need to kind of stay on task here. Because time flies when you're painting. That should be the real saying. Don't you agree? Bad with flower names. I'm getting better at it. The more and more I paint, the better I'm at paying attention to what things are called. But my recall's just bad. And this is like a little petal in there. Just really kind of soft and quiet bits. And this pink, I didn't really mix that color either. This, it's a little more of a pink. No, wait, let me. I think that'll work. It's nice and soft. I really want those to not be too, I don't know what I'm saying, too dominant. It's nice and soft, right? And then there's still another one up here. Okay, now I have to make sure before I start going into the main flower there that I have a lot of my kind of subtle things taken care of back here. I still have whites, bits of white showing through. Which doesn't matter if they do show through in the end, but I like to mostly cover them. I wanted to do a little bit of this. Oh, Ellen, what's 5 years? I missed something. That's nice and subtle back that there. I need just a little more of my these, just give a feel for the lights and darks that are happening in here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Now I'm starting to feel the pressure of time. It's 8:48. All right, so I need to probably go into the main flower here, which I've kind of postponed here. Get rid of some of my do this lightest green that I made. All right. I postponed it long enough. Let's go in there and work on the main flower. So I'm going to work on the painting under pressure. Well, good. I'm glad that you think that. That's funny for someone I consider myself the opposite of a procrastinator. But, yeah, I seem to do okay with the painting. It gives a little feel for that. Okay, and then I mixed, where are my lights? I've gotten them a little dirty here. So, what do we have here? I need to push this back a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm not sure. All right, let me do. That needs to be, I'm needing to define these leaves right here a little bit more. Something looks a little wonky. I think that might have helped. And now I can go in with my my lighter colors. I need that kind of green. And my whites. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of thinking now. I feel like I'm getting my whites a little too muddy. I might have to mix a little bit more. And I'm being very intentional with putting those little, I still have a little bit of something stuck on my brush there. Sometimes my white paints get a little thick feeling. I think it's getting there. No, I just got paint all over my hand. Wait, all right, I'm sorry, did I miss anything? I've been kind of lost in this here. I'm holding my breath too. Oh my gosh, you're funny. I always do at this part. One bad stroke and then you could have a lot to clean up though. That does happen. But you also shouldn't be so precious to worry about it either because, yeah. I always say, if you have to start over again, like, is that the worst thing in the world? Like, I'd love to paint this again and that would, oops, see, that I didn't need to do. I would not mind doing this all over again. Even right now, even though I just did it. Oops, now I really have paint all over my hands. Need a little definition in here. What is it, 54? Got it just in the nick of time. Now, do those petals, the correct ones, look like they're coming forward, going backward? This could use a little. And I do like this. I like some of that softness showing through the background. Like, I don't mind. I don't want big white dots showing, but I don't know. I like that. All right, I'm looking for any spots I missed. Otherwise, bye, Sherry. I think I am finished because I think I love it. And yep, whatever I'm adding isn't really helping, so I'm going to sign it. to you. So there is my reference image, painting, and my palette. The only thing I added, I did mix something. I think I took some of my gray and lightened it for the bottom, for down and underneath here. But otherwise it was pretty good. I used up a lot of it though. I knew I was kind of a little bit short on it, but it made it through. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. We'll see you again next week. And I will post this up on my YouTube channel. Go give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll also link it in the blog part of my website. And if you're going to be in the Rehoboth area, I'll be there the first 2 weekends in August. So I will see you soon. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.